What if I told you that being hot starts on the inside? Boo to everyone who just scrolled away from this video. Congratulations if you stayed. Why would I give you advice on physical beauty when we're all gonna be wrinkly prunes in under 50 years? Everyone puts so much emphasis on being a hot girl. But being hot isn't just about looking good. I'm gonna give you 3 ways to be a hot girl that are gonna be tips you can continue to use once you are wrinkly and old. I'm gonna give you 3 ways to be an everlasting hot girl. Tip number 1, do not exist in environments or around people that are not healthy for you. I finally left my parents' house when I was 18 years old. It was a really unhealthy environment for me. And for the first time in my life, I finally feel like I can exist as a human and as myself, and I feel safe when I come home. And I know not everyone is able to leave right away or change their life overnight, but I didn't do that either. I started my business when I was 15 years old, and I'm 22 now, so you can do the math because I don't like math, but it's not gonna happen overnight. If you're in a similar situation, or even if you have toxic friends in your life, friends who talk about you behind your back, just try to do small things every single day that will get you out of that situation. Or maybe try setting those boundaries with your friends. Hot people set boundaries, and they leave if needed, and of course, if possible. Remember, it will be better on the other side after you do the healing. I've been spending a lot of time trying to make a peaceful life for myself. At the end of the day, it's really hard breaking those patterns that you learned. It's really hard to not create my parents' home filled with screaming and struggles and confusion and fear for the future. It's really hard not to recreate that. But it's worth it to try. It's worth it to try and create a peaceful life for myself. All of the hard things in life, they tend to be the things that are the most worth it at the end. It's hot to try your best. When you set boundaries and do the things that you know are best for you, you are gonna feel like the baddest bitch in the world. Number 2, stop bed rotting. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And I know that once you get into the habit of bed rotting, it's so difficult to stop, and every single step that you take towards creating a life for yourself where you're not bed rotting just feels like so much work. I used to be incredibly depressed when I was younger because of a lot of situations going on in my life. I didn't feel safe at home. I didn't feel safe with my family. I didn't feel seen, heard, understood. And a lot of the things that I were going through at the time, I didn't really have any control over. I didn't have control over whose house I lived at when I was 15 years old. And I just got stuck in this really depressed loop. But then I started to realize that I knew that this life had more to offer me. I knew that there were better things that I could be doing to hopefully at some point have some kind of control over whose house I got to live at. Hopefully at some point it would be my own. So that's when I started really just crawling through and creating a way for myself. I really wanted to just sit there and not do anything because I was tired, I was sad, and I didn't feel any hope for myself. But at some point I realized that I had to create hope from something. So once I gave myself something to work towards, goals to work towards, little things here and there, I started to realize that there was a chance for me and I could potentially get out of this bad situation. Of course, that's not the only thing depression is. That's more situational depression. So maybe this tip isn't going to work for everyone. I do want to remind you that no matter what you're going through, there's always at least 1 or 2 things that you can do to make yourself happier. So if you're sitting in bed and you just don't want to get up, you don't want to do anything, maybe just go grab a coffee. Just take that step. Take that 1 step out of bed and see if it does anything to make you feel happier. Because bed rotting, it's not ever gonna make you feel any better, I promise. You should get up. Just get up and try. And if it doesn't work, don't listen to this advice. But I promise you, at least for me, getting up and taking action towards my own happiness gave me a sense of power that I had never felt before. Start to think about the things you really want from your life and chase it. Being a hot girl is all about stepping into the best version of yourself. And the best version of you is doing the thing. Working hard, she's being consistent, she's chasing her dreams, and she fights the fight. She crawls out of bed, she takes that shower, she puts on those clothes, she puts on that makeup, she makes herself feel confident and beautiful, and then she sits down, she looks at her to-do list, and even if it doesn't feel comfortable, she takes those small steps to accomplish the things on her to-do list just so that she can be consistent. Because just because today is a bad day doesn't mean that it's over. There are still things that you can do to bring yourself joy and happiness and accomplishments. The best version of you is chasing her goals, and she's not letting anything stop her. Life is hard. Trust me, I know that life is hard. I was once a 15-year-old who didn't have a safe space at home, who felt so uncomfortable at home that she decided to build a business. She was so uncomfortable that she decided that she had to do something to get out. Life is not fun and life is not easy sometimes, but there are things that you can do, and I've been there and I've lived it and I'm still living it. Thankfully, I'm finally in a space where I feel safe and I can just exist as, the person that I am, but that wasn't always the case. So this leads us into step number 3, which is to turn your excuses into motivation. At 15 years old, I decided to start my business because I didn't feel safe at home and I really wanted a way out. I also wanted a way to express myself creatively. I had a lot of excuses. Oh, I don't have money to start a business. I'm only 15, who's gonna take me seriously? Little did I know, a lot of people would take me seriously, even at 15. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom. I didn't have support from friends. I had a lot of excuses. I didn't feel beautiful. Doesn't it usually take confidence to start a business? Well, I didn't have that. But I took all of those excuses and I turned them into motivation for myself. I wanted all those things. I wanted confidence. I wanted support. I wanted friends and community and creative expression. I wanted money, and I wanted to know when my next meal was coming. All of these things that could have been excuses, I really tried my best to make sure that I just worked and was consistent and, decided for myself that I would make a better life for myself. And I never ever stopped. Not one day since I was 15 years old, since I started my business, I have not stopped, even for one day. It has been on my mind every day, all day. I have never once stopped. So don't stop and don't quit and turn those excuses into motivation. And it's hard. It's really hard. Like I said, if it wasn't hard, I wouldn't be trying to help you because I've been there and I know it's hard. But if you need a reason to start, let this be your reason. I never really talked about my story on social media. Maybe someday I will, but just use those glimpses and maybe imagine a little bit for yourself what kind of situations there could have been. But please just try to remember that there's always something that you can do. It is hot to remember that you can do anything you put your mind to. It is hot to use your excuses as motivation. I can feel the steam coming off of you right now. It is not gonna be easy, but it is gonna be rewarding. And if you get up every single day and try a little bit harder, I promise you that at least you will end up in a better situation than the one that you're in right now. Alright guys, thanks for hanging. I hope that helped you out a little bit. Hey guys, it's Maddie. Hey guys, it's Maddie. Hey guys, it's Maddie. Hi guys, it's Maddie. Hey guys, it's Maddie. I'm in my kitchen. This is stereotypical. Let's just say there is a sign right there, paint right there, and some freaking family pictures. Okay, this is my kitchen. I'm gonna just make some tea and we're gonna talk. As you can see, maybe my eyes are super puffy because I cried a lot last night, and y'all gotta know that I'm real too. Yes, I cry a lot. Motivation. I hope all you guys know that you can literally do whatever you want to put your mind to. You have to put your mind to it, then you put your grind to it. Honestly, staying motivated is so hard because we have so many expectations. I want you to get up every morning and say, I am talented, I am beautiful, look at me, look at what I have to offer to the world. Don't wake up in the morning and tell yourself, oh, I'm ugly, I'm not cute, I'm not attractive. So what? You can do whatever you put your mind to. There's no difference between you and, per se, Obama. No difference between you and a president. No difference between you and a person who landed on the moon. All these people are just people. You saying that you can't do something is already failing. But all the people who have been successful have said, I can do this. They put their mind to it, then they put their grind to it. You can be successful no matter what resources you have, no matter how pretty you are. I was thinking about why I don't think I deserve anything, and I've come out of it with a few tips to help you. The choices and habits, obviously, that you make for yourself are gonna affect you, but these small flaws that you think are so important, like your appearance, they're not gonna hinder you. Even if you fall off a few times, let me just tell you that the act of working towards things that can potentially make your life better, the act is much more than what 99% of people in this world are doing. The act is the accomplishment.